Hi everyone, welcome again to my channel. If I look any at all like tired or my eyes look red, first of all, I'm post-op, hence the scrubs. Second of all, I just finished watching Tammy and Wayne's video, their gender reveal, and trust and believe, I was bawling. I was crying my eyes out. It was, I don't know why I reacted that way, but yeah, that's the reason I look like this. But anyways, today we wanted to talk about applying for medical internship when you've finished medical school. So basically, well, medical school that you've studied abroad. So it's applying for medical internship after you studied medicine abroad, basically, right? So my first advice, let's just jump into it. My first advice is, do not wait until you've completed internship to apply. Like my experience, I didn't wait until I completed internship to apply. What do I mean by that? And this goes into my next advice. Do observership, which means do some research first of all, right? Choose like two or three countries that you want to do internship in, and then when you choose those two or three countries, then you do research on basically how to get into internship there. First of all, you need to know how long is internship. You need to know what internship entails. You can always go to my video about internship in Jamaica. I'll link it here or link it below. And so I said, do some research on the two or three countries that you want. If you want to check more, sure. Find out what it entails, and then now you do some sort of research on people that you may know. We're in the age of social media, Facebook, Instagram, people you may know that would be ahead of you, so to speak. You would be following in their footsteps. So for me, just an example, when I wanted to go to Ukraine and I was told about it, I went on Facebook, looked at the school or the schools that I could find, medical schools in Ukraine, and then I looked for people in common, like people that I may know, and two persons came up, and those are the persons that I messaged and got some feedback from them and whatever. So don't be too shy. It's just a message. If you get a response, you get a response. If you don't get a response, you don't get a response. By the way, I'm actually making this video because somebody sent me a message on Instagram talking about the video and asking about doing medical internship. So that's the reason I'm actually doing this video, because somebody actually asked me about that. So yeah, and I haven't gotten back to them yet, but I plan to, and I hope this video also helps them, right? So moving on, right? So I told you to choose like two or three countries and research. Find somebody who is there in those countries doing actual medical internship, and find out from them, hey, can you give me some info? Can you give me some advice? That's usually the easiest thing. If somebody has walked to the path, they can tell you 1, 2, 3 ABC, and it's harder for you to make a mistake because you know exactly what to do because they did it, right? So when you've gotten that info, again, apply for observership. Observership, or volunteering, really is going to that country while you're in med school, on your summer break or vacations, Christmas break, and doing a month or two at the hospital there in the country that you want to do internship. What you have done, you've gotten your name recognized. Somebody knows your name. Your name is not going to be new to the system, so to speak. Somebody knows their name. You know someone's email address, you have someone's number, you have some sort of contact. When you get into the hospital as well, you can make an impression. Get doctors' numbers, senior doctors, and that way somebody can help you put a foot in, get into know the admin, something. You can network. That's the point I'm trying to make, right? So try your best to do some volunteering or observership, and you have to go through the right channels. That's why knowing somebody who previously went through it is is great because they can help you to go through that. What I will not do though, I'll not be calling anybody's name here or as it relates to getting into internship. But for me, what I did, there is a program, there was an observership program in place before COVID. I don't know what it is now after COVID, but there's an observership program. I actually do know. Yeah, because while doing internship, other observers came. It's more difficult because, you know, they're trying not to increase exposure of patients or you or doctors. So yeah, but it's there, it's still in place. So it's really going through, as it relates to in Jamaica, I can simply tell you, it's going through Ministry of Health. There's an observership program and you can apply for that there through Ministry of Health. And they place you at whichever hospital you may have requested once the space is available, once the program is running, and you would volunteer there. I know observership not only occurs in Jamaica, I know it occurs in Nigeria too. I know I had friends when I was in Ukraine who went back to their country in Nigeria and did observership. I had friends from Turkmenistan who went home back and did observership. I remember somebody from Zambia. So this is not anything new. I went to, during my internship, I did 2 years of observership in Jamaica and I did 1 year in Grenada. So it's not a situation where it's only to one country. We have to get the experience. So once you study abroad, you're gonna practice in the country that you are at, but you may not want to do internship there. So you need to do observership and get a feel of medicine in the other country in the sense of their system and all of that. Don't want to ramble on. So the next thing is, I told you, volunteer, do observership, right? When you volunteer now and you do observership, you're going to get contacts, as I stated before, and then you would have already met other interns in the hospital who studied abroad and who also would know how to apply since they did it already, and you find out from them, how do I apply for medical internship, right? So that's what you would do. Okay, now in Jamaica, just some terminology. So in Jamaica, you have students who studied at UWI or students who studied abroad. That's the partition that I can make, or the division of the two classes, so to speak. In Jamaica, once you start internship, those who study abroad are called locum interns. So I was a locum intern, right? So you've been a locum intern, you would basically have to end up doing an exam called CAMC. I'll speak about that in another video of how to get through the CAMC process and everything like that, all right? And in order to matriculate so during internship, you can do CAMC even after internship. You can even do it before, right? You can do it before, but you have to do it after you finish med school. So you have to do it after you finish med school. You can do CAMC. I'll go on another video about that one. And then you would matriculate into the next level after medical internship. I don't know if you fully understood what I was saying. So in medical internship, or before or after, you can do CAMC, but without CAMC, you wouldn't matriculate onto the next level of medicine, I would say. Yeah, after internship is essential, right? Yes. So yeah, just some insight there as it relates to that. But I wanted to just talk about locum intern and medical interns in the sense of the two titles. Locum interns are those who studied abroad, did med school abroad, and medical interns are those who studied at UWI. And I do know those who studied at UWI still have to apply, but they apply through UWI, and it's a much smoother and easier process for them. They just apply through UWI and they will hear back which hospital they are placed at through they apply through UWI to the Ministry of Health, right? And then they'd hear back which hospital they are placed at and all of that. Fine. So that means that going to UWI doesn't mean you're automatically an intern afterwards. You still have to apply, so to speak. And if you don't apply, because I know of a girl who, for example, when she finished med school, she said that she wanted to study abroad, so she never bothered to apply for internship. She just did USMLEs and went abroad right after med school. So yeah, so I hope this gave some insight. Let me just recap. do not wait until after med school to figure out which country you want to go to, or how to get into medical internship. First of all, next thing, because you're not waiting until after med school, you are going to try to do observership. And I stated that the best thing to do, if you could find somebody who has gone ahead, who has made the path, find out how did you do this, and get with somebody on social media or some other way, and find out how they did it, and find out how you can do it too. Write the steps, and then you are gonna choose. But well, before that, you'd have chosen which countries you wanted to do it in, right? And you research their process to do internship. I even have friends who are doing internship in Turkey who did it there. So you can just research whichever country you want to go to and decide to do it there, right? And you get in contact, basically while you're doing observership, then you would network and get some numbers and get some emails and figure out how to do medical internship afterwards. So you'd have somebody would know you, usually some sort of contact would be made, but usually in observership, you would have some sort of form that you would need to be filled out to say you did observership in this time, or you could get a letter to say you did it at this hospital in this country over this period of time. So you have that as evidence that you did do that, right? Which will help you along later when you need to do medical internship. I really, really, really hope this was helpful for those who are studying abroad, for example, so that you would say, okay, and I try to make it wide and broad, so it's not only who wants to come to Jamaica, but those who are studying abroad. All right, how studying medicine abroad and they want to go to other countries to study, just figure out what you want to do. So for example, say I studied I studied in Ukraine, fine, let's just use where I studied, and I wanted to go to the US. I know I couldn't wait until the end to try and figure out how to go and study, how to go and move on in the US after medical school and do internship, because the US system is a whole different system, right? I know that from the day I enter medical school, I need to have purchased UWorld and be studying for step 1 and study for step 1 during med school. And after I study for step 1, like after my 3rd year, I could do step 1 because I had the basics for that, right? Then now, by the end of med school, I'd want to do step 2, and then so I'd be researching all along, right? And I'd figure out which field I'd want to go in, family medicine, dermatology, internal medicine, neurology, whatever it is, and then I would apply and matriculate, into that. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to talk to you about. That's just another example. So Jamaica is totally different. So they do USMLEs, we do CAMC, right? So Jamaica is a totally different system from the United States, and you'd have to, compare and look at where you want to go and see which would work best for you. So I leave you with that. Just be encouraged. I know it's hard, it's rough. Trust me, from the get-go, from the jump, it's rough and it only gets harder. But it's worth it. Hold on. Hang in there. You'll get through, right? So have a good day. And I really, really hope that this has helped you on your journey of applying for medical internship, though you may not have studied in that country, whether it's your native country or a foreign land. Okay, bye.